welcome to class. This is a beginner mat Pilates class. I added in some layers, made it a little bit fun for you, but I hope you enjoy. So we'll start by coming down on the mat, laying down on our backs. Your knees will be bent, feet on the mat, and just close your eyes. Start to just bring your energy into your body. We're going to start with 4 big inhales and exhales, releasing everything out from the day. Big inhale. Fill your belly up with air. Big exhale through the mouth, let it all go. For 3. For 2, big inhale. Let your ribs expand, and then big exhale out. Begin to feel your whole core engaged. Last one, big inhale, feel everything expand. Exhale, zip up through the pelvic floor. Feel that abs engage. Let's bring our hands to our hips, preparing for pelvic rocking. Your inhale, start to press your low back into the mat, tipping your hips up towards your head. Really imprinting that low back into the mat. Now rock your hips in the opposite direction, tilting them towards your feet. Let your low back arch off the mat. We'll take these 3 more times, just rocking your hips back and forth, imprinting and arching that back. Feel that difference in your hips. Last one, imprint your low back, inhale. Exhale, arch that low back away. Find neutral in between north and south. You may have a low gap in between your low back and the mat. That's okay, that's just your anatomy. Some of us have that, some of us will be all the way on the mat. You just want to make sure you're not feeling any strain anywhere in your body. We're going to take knee sways now. Drop your your knees over to the right. And then sway your knees over to the left. Let that low back uncurl. Releasing any tension in the spine here. Swaying to the right. And then sway to the left. We'll just go one more time each direction. Bring your knees back, pointing towards the ceiling, feet bent. Lift your arms above your shoulders, fingertips reaching long, palms facing each other. We're just going to take some arm reaches. Reach those arms up towards the ceiling. Reach, reach, reach. You'll feel your shoulder blades lift off the mat. Then exhale to pull everything back together. Bring your shoulders back inside their sockets. And reach those fingertips to the ceiling. And then pull everything back down into place. For just 2 more, just waking up our scapula here. Last one. Bring everything in. Lower your arms down by your sides. Walk your feet together and glue your feet and knees together. So you have just one leg. We'll set up for ab curls. Bring your hands behind your head. Really create a hammock with your hands here. Your thumbs will be right at the nape of your neck. And I want your elbows not too close together. Don't be squishing your neck like this. But I want them in your peripherals, and don't have them all the way out to your sides where you're like popping your chest. I want them to be really cupping your head. Create a safe space for your head and neck here. Big inhale to prepare. Exhale, curl up head, neck, and shoulders, leading with the crown of your head. And then lower down on your inhale. Exhale to lift. Inhale to lower. We've got 6. 5. Head is really heavy in the hands here. And think about bringing your ribs to your hips to really crunch into that ab curl. We've got 3. 4. And 5. Hold up in that ab curl. Just hold for 3, 2, 1. Lower everything down. Awesome job. We'll set up for hundreds. We'll start with hundreds prep just to prepare ourselves for the movements. Reach your fingertips up towards the ceiling, palms facing down. Lift the right leg into tabletop, shins parallel to the ceiling, toes pointed. And then lift the left leg to tabletop, shins parallel to the ceiling, toes pointed. If you need to bring your knees closer to chest, if that feels better on your low back and on your hip flexors, feel free to do that. Inhale here. Exhale, curl up head, neck, and shoulders, and let your hands come by your sides for hundreds prep. Lower down, arms will reach back up towards the ceiling, palms facing down. Inhale, curl up. Gaze is in between your thighs here. We'll just go for 2 more. Really lifting up, head, neck, and shoulders, protecting that neck. Last one, we'll hold here. Begin to pump the arms. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Option to incorporate breath here. We'll inhale. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale. Inhale. We have 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower everything down. Come back to the starting position. Maybe rock side to side. Drop your knees. Pull knees into chest if you need. I really like to break up the hundreds into half and half because I feel like it makes it more fun. So we'll come back. Knees in tabletop, shins parallel to the ceiling, toes pointed. Hands up above our shoulders, fingertips are reaching to the ceiling. Curl up head, neck, and shoulders, arms by your sides. Pump those arms. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Reach those legs to the ceiling. Option here. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Make ribs to hips and really hollow out those abs. Option to drop one leg if you want. And then switch. And then switch. We have 10, 9. Option to go back to layer 1 at any point. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower everything down. Rock side to side. Whew. Awesome job. We'll set up for single leg stretch now. Hands behind the head. Feet to the mat. We'll curl up head, neck, and shoulders. Bring one leg into tabletop and then the other leg into tabletop. Shins parallel to the ceiling, toes pointed. Really, really press head into hands here. Reach the right leg out, toes long. And switch. Switch. And switch. Option to rest the head on the mat at any point. You can always come down here. This is totally an option. If you want to challenge yourself further, you can lift up head, neck, and shoulders. Reach the arms out beside you. Reach those fingertips away. We've got 3, 2, and last one. Lower everything down, rock side to side. Woo. Preparing for double leg stretch. Grab in front of the shins, curl up head, neck, and shoulders. Come into a tiny little ball here. You're in a little ball. You're scooping your abs up and in. We'll inhale. Exhale, reach fingertips and toes to the ceiling. Circle arms around, find the shins, come back into your starting position. We'll reach for 5, 4, 3, 2, option to put the legs at a high diagonal. Last one. Lower everything down, rock side to side. Great job. Lower and lift. Couple options here. You can have your hands slightly tucked underneath your hips and take your lower and lift with knees bent. Or you can come into a diagonal shape so that'll be heels together, toes apart, find Pilates V. Your knees will be externally rotated slightly. You'll lower down an inch and up an inch. We've got 6. Always an option of knees and tabletop. Little lifts here. Little lowers here. If you want to up this up a little bit, come hands behind the head, curl up head, neck, and shoulders. Reach those legs long, little lifts, little lowers. We've got 5, 4, really head to heavy into hands for 3. Hollow out those abs on your exhale for 2. Last one. Bring everything in, rock side to side. Feet will find the mat. We'll set up for bridging. Feet will be hips distance, maybe a little wider or closer. Find the best position for you today for bridging. Hands will be on the mat, really pressing those triceps in and reaching those fingertips away. Reaching the fingertips away helps your shoulders to glide back down into their sockets. So we're really in a nice neutral position here on the mat. Inhale, press into your heels. And on your exhale, start to tuck that tail and either articulate or hinge yourself up into your low, medium, or high bridge. Once you're up in your bridge, just really think about reaching those kneecaps away, pressing into the hamstrings, your heels, and your glutes here. And then really articulate or hinge yourself down onto the mat. We'll go for it. 9. Tuck that tail, lift up into your bridge. And lower. For 7. For 8, hear my knees cracking. You keep going. For 7. For 6. Really reaching those kneecaps away each time. It really helps engage those glutes. For 5. squeezing those glutes and protecting that low back. Another cue I really like to give here is to make sure that your knees are staying in line with the hips. I think often I, myself, will let my legs flop out where I'm more in like a V shape than I'm in line when I'm in a bridge. Or my knees are externally rotated out, and we don't want that. We have 3 more. We want our knees in line with our hips here. And lower down. We've got 2 more. Just checking my notes. Last one. In that bridge, in that last one, let's hold up into your low, medium, or high bridge here. We're going to just take little pulses, down an inch, up an inch, hinging right at the hips. In and down, up and down, up and down. Really squeezing into those glutes. Those glutes should be firing up. Watch the knees here. Keep them in line with the hips. We've got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Row, articulate, or hinge your hips down to the mat. Rock your knees side to side. Just take a moment. I wonder if I'll ever not get tongue-tied when I'm teaching. But hey, all we can do is keep practicing, right? We're going to come and find a march here. Float that right leg to tabletop, press into the left foot. And then switch. Float left leg to tabletop, pressing in to the right foot. And switch. Just finding a nice marching here. You can make it messy. Make it feel good. Just preparing ourselves for some bridge marching. We've got 3. And 3. As a reminder, hips should be in neutral here. What I mean by that is I want you to think about your hips shooting up towards the ceiling. So remember, we did pelvic rocking in the beginning where I had you tilt your hips down towards your toes and then up towards your head and then find neutral. We want to stay in that neutral space. This will be our last one. Bring both feet down to the mat. Maybe you walk your feet a little bit closer in towards your midline. Hands down by the mat. Reach those fingertips away so that our shoulders are down in their sockets. Tuck your tail. Either hinge or articulate up into your low, medium, or high bridge. Find a bridge that's comfortable for you. Press into that left heel. Really create a strong foundation there. Float right leg up to tabletop. And then we'll switch. Press into that right foot. Float left leg to tabletop. And switch. Switch. And switch. Using that exhale to lift the leg. We've got 5 more each leg. Squeeze that glute for 4, 3, relax your jaw for 2, last one, hold that left leg up in tabletop, little pulses on the right, up an inch, down an inch, up an inch, down an inch, that comes right from the hip for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch the legs. Float right leg to tabletop. Little pulses on the left. We've got 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. You're doing great. 4, 3. Squeeze that glute. 2. Last one. Lower the leg down. Lower everything back down to the mat. Rock side to side. Take a moment, take a breath. We'll grab behind the thighs, roll ourselves up to seated, and we'll flip over just to hit some more glutes and back body. You'll find an all fours position, hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips. We'll start by taking a couple cat-cows here. Inhale to arch your low back, looking up towards the wall in front of you. Exhale to push your belly button in, arching the back, looking down into your powerhouse. And reverse, arching that back. And then rounding that back. We'll just do one more. Find a neutral position. We have a nice long back. We're lifted up and away from the mat, and we have a very tiny micro bend in our arms, in our elbows, because we want to have all of our arm muscles engaged. If we're locking out, we're only really working our forearm. So you want to just rotate those elbows out, find a slight bend, and really open up your fingertips so you have a firm grip on the mat. We'll start to bring our knees a little bit closer together into our midline. So we have a strong foundation. Shoot your left toes back. Keep your hips squared to the mat as much as you can here. Really engage through that, engage through the low belly here. You want to be lifted up and away. Don't let your belly hang. Scoop it up and in. Engage everything. The left toes are out long, tap the mat, squeeze the glute to lift the leg. And tap. See my hips want to go out. Externally rotate to the left. We want to keep them in line as much as we can. Lift and lower. We'll go for 8. 7, scooping those abs up and in, micro bend in those elbows. For 6, 5, reach those toes away for 4, 3, 2, 1, hold that leg lifted, little pulses up an inch, down an inch for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring that knee in. Rock side to side. Take a moment. Take a breath. We'll do some fire hydrants. We're going to come down onto our right forearm. So we'll have our right forearm down on the mat. We'll be on our elbow. You can let that right hand rest on top of the left. We are now a little bit externally rotated, opened up to that left side. That's okay. I still want you lifted up and away from that mat. Hip extension. Here we'll start with hip extension. Lift those toes up. Tap the ceiling with your toes. Really squeeze that glute here. And then lower down. Tap your knee to the mat. And squeeze the glute to lift. Tap toes to the mat, to the ceiling. And lower, lower. And lift. We've got 5. Really squeezing into that glute to lift that leg. 4. Think nice long back. 3. 2. Last one. Lower down. We're going to add in a fire hydrant here. Opening out to the left. And tapping the knee to the mat. And then lifting back up. Tap toes to the ceiling. Lower down, tap knee to the mat. Open out, fire hydrant. And tap knee. And hip extension. We're going to just go for 6 more. My butt's on fire. I don't know about you guys. We've got 4. 3. Scoop those abs up and in. Try not to collapse too much into the standing hip. 2. Awesome job, guys. Last one. Lift up. Tap the knee to the mat. Fire hydrant. Tap the knee. And come back to child's pose. Circle out the wrists. That was awesome. We are going to just hit the other side to get it done and over with. I'm going to just circle this way so you can see me. We're up on all fours just to prepare. Bring your knees in a little bit closer together. We have a slight micro bend in our elbows here, and all 5 fingertips on each hand are spread as far away as they can so we have a nice grip on the mat. Push those right toes out long. Our hips will remain squared off to the mat as much as we can. We'll lift up, squeezing the glute and reaching those toes away. And then tap your toes to the mat. Lift and lower. Scoop your abs up and in. Really protect your low back here. I don't want to see any arching like this. Don't hurt yourself. Stay really controlled. We've got 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold up, and that last one, little pulses up an inch, down an inch. We've got 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one, bring it in. Lower that knee. We'll set up on our left elbow, That left hand will rest on your right hand. We're lifted up and away from the mat. We'll find our hip extension on the right side. Lift that leg up, squeezing the glute. Tap your toes to the ceiling. And lower down. Lift up. And lower. Want to have a nice flat back here. We've got 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to add in our hot fire hydrants, lifting that right leg out to the side and lowering. Tap the knee to the mat. We'll lift up in our hip extension, tap toes to the ceiling. Tap knee to the mat and open out to the right. We'll just go for 6. Trying not to collapse into that standing leg. We've got 4. 3. Sorry if you can hear my neighbors. And 1. Lower everything down. Come back to child's pose. Circle out the wrists. Great job. Those are really hard. We'll swing our legs around and set up for some more abs. We'll set up for half roll back, knees bent in front of us, feet about hip distance apart. Your hands can either be on your shins or they can be on the back of your thighs. Want to inhale here, sit up really tall on your sit bones. Press hands into thighs, thighs into hands. Just get up really tall, really elongate your spine. Big inhale. Now on your exhale, start to tuck your tail. Really tuck that tail. And then start to roll back in your C curve like I'm punching on your belly. Stay rounded as you lift up, 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 back on your sit bones. And then tuck your tail forward, begin to rebuild your spine. We'll just go for 5 more times. Inhale like I'm punching you in the stomach. Round that back. Lead with your chest. Come back up, 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 and then rebuild your spine. Come back up on your sit bones. We've got 5. Your hands will just glide up and down your thighs. No gripping on these sides. We don't need a strong hold here. I'm going to just move those thighs, very light touch. For 3, tuck that tail. And last one. Reach those legs out long in front of you, feet flexed. Your legs may want to be a little bit wider, maybe mat's distance apart. We're setting up for roll-ups. Arms will reach long in front of us. Big inhale, and on your exhale, just like we did, tuck your tail like I'm punching on your belly. Start to roll back all the way down onto the mat, nice and slow and controlled. Arms will reach back overhead. Start to reach your arms up, over, push down like you're pushing through mud. And start to rebuild your spine, coming up to seated. Reach over and just tap those toes. Rebuild your spine, come up to seated. And we'll just take those roll-ups 6 more times. Going at your own pace here. And reach over to tap those toes. Some options here to take if you can't get into a roll-up today is you can roll yourself down. Usually this is the easiest part. Your arms will reach back at a high diagonal. Bring one leg to chest and grab behind the thigh. Press hand into thigh, thigh into hand. Curl up head, neck, and shoulders and reach up. Rebuild your spine. And reach over to tap those toes. And if you take that option, the next time you come up, we have 3 more. The next time you come up, you'll just rotate the legs. So bring that opposite leg to chest. Curl up head, neck, and shoulders. Use that iso press of hand to thigh to come up. Rebuild your spine. And reach over, tap your toes. Option there. Always can bend your knees too if you like that better. Remembering to really tuck that tail. Protect your low back here. Last one. We'll reach up. Come up to seated. And tap those toes. Take a moment here. That was awesome. Come back up to seated. Arms will stay reaching forward in front of us. We're going to take some spine stretch forward.
Sitting up nice and tall on your sit bones, we have a nice elongated spine. Like there's a giant beach ball in front of you. You're going to lift up and over that beach ball and really slide your hands across an imaginary table. And then rebuild your spine back to its natural form. And back up to seated. Sometimes I like to close my eyes and really imagine that there's a ball in front of me. Sometimes that helps. We'll just go for 2 more. Just letting this feel really good. Up and over. Like I'm pulling your belly button with a string behind you. I know it sounds weird. Last one. Up, over. And come back up to seated. We'll hug ourselves with our hands on our shoulders for some spine twists. Again, sitting up nice and tall on your sit bones. Inhale, and on your exhale, rotate from belly button up over to the right. And then come back to center. Feet flexed. Legs out long in front of you. We'll rotate over to the left. And then back to center. And then rotate to the right. Doesn't have to be too exaggerated. Just a little rotation. Always good for our spine health. We'll just go for 2 more. Last one over to the right. And then last one over to the left. And lower your hands. We'll come over, swing our legs around to lay down on our right side. You can be lifted up onto your elbow here. You want to just remain in a nice long straight line, up and away and engaged in that little lake. Since this is a beginner class, I'm going to say let's bring our hands, our whole body down onto the mat. Our hand can hold our head, or you can make a little pillow with your bicep and lay all the way down like this. I think I'm going to choose the option to have my hand in my head. What I want you to really think about and focus on here is that you're in a nice long line. Our knees are going to be bent, and we'll focus on that in a minute, but I want you to think hips, shoulder in line. We're really straight here. Knees will come bent a little bit in front of you, and your ankles and hips want to be in line. So think ankle, hip, shoulder in line. And we're just going to take some clamshells. So glue your toes together, and we'll just open up that top leg. And then lower. Pretty simple here. Just finding a clamshell. We've got 8. I like to have my hand on the top hip here, just to make sure that my hip is shooting forward, because I don't want to be too much opened up or tilting down. So just open. We've got 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower that leg down. Shoot the left leg out. Toes long. We're in one long line now. Tap your toes on the mat. And then you're going to lift that leg up for our lower and lift side. Side leg lower and lifts. I don't know anything. We'll go for 7, 8, 9, and 10. Hold that leg lifted. Little circles forward. Just circle in about the size of a paper plate. For 3, 2, 1. Reverse direction, circling back and around. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower that leg down, come back in, tap it out. We're going to just roll over onto our belly to transition here. We're on our belly. And we're going to come in and find some swan. Hands will be by our shoulders, maybe a little bit in front or wider. Find what works best for your swan today. Head down on the mat. And I want you to just right now really think about pressing the front of your hips into the mat, just for now. You're feeling your glutes fire up, hamstrings fire up, and maybe your kneecaps start to lift off the mat. That's how engaged the back of the body becomes as you press the front of your hips into the mat. Big inhale. And on your exhale, start to nod your nose forward, chin forward, and press your hands into the mat to start to lift your upper body up, coming into a baby swan. And then lower down to the mat. Press your hands into the mat, lift up into your baby swan. And lower. On this next one, you'll press your hands into the mat and maybe you lift up into your full swan. Fully extending those arms. Continuing to press front of hips into the mat to engage the back of your body. We'll just go for 2 more. Last one, hold up in your swan. Just look over your left shoulder. Come back to center. Look over your right shoulder. Come back to center. We'll do that one more time, looking over your left, center, and look over your right, center. Now just nod yes and no. Make it super exaggerated. Releasing any tension in the neck. And lower yourself down back onto the mat. Bring your legs together, hands by your shoulders, press up to a modified plank, and then push yourself back to child's pose. Take a moment here. And then we'll go ahead and swing our legs around. Finish up that side series on the opposite side. Again, option to make a pillow with your bicep or hold your head in your hands, but remember, I want you to be in a nice long line here. Hips and shoulder in line. And then we're going to add in our ankles. So it'll be ankles, hips, and shoulder in line. And we'll just lift that top leg up, coming into a clamshell. Glue those toes together. And just opening up here at the legs, like where that top leg is on a door hinge. Some imagery cue. We've got 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Lower everything down. Shoot the right leg out long, toes on the mat. Lift up that leg to hip height, and then tap the toes to the mat. Lower and lift. Lower and lift. Go for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep that leg lifted. Little circles forward about the size of a paper plate. Circle, circle for 4, 3. Ooh, this side's more crunchy. 2, 1. And we'll reverse, circling back towards the glute. Ooh, for 4, 3. Ooh, 2. Last one, bring it in, tap it out. We're gonna just roll over onto our back and finish out our ab series, and then we'll take some stretches. So we're laying on our backs. Hands will come behind the head here, preparing for scissors. Lift legs to tabletop, shins parallel to the ceiling, toes pointed. Curl up, head, neck, and shoulders, finding an ab curl. Reach the right toes to the ceiling and left toes to the ceiling. Option to lower your head to the mat at any time. Option to come down into a tabletop and take a toe tap at any time. If you're going in for scissors with me, we'll lift our legs up, toes to the ceiling. We'll drop one leg long, and we'll switch, and switch, switch, and switch. Using your exhale to hollow out those abs. We've got 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Really scoop those abs up and in. 2. Option to lower your head. Last one. Lower everything down. Rock side to side. Great job. Whew. Last kicker here. Legs come to tabletop. Curl up head, neck, and shoulders. Find bicycle. Left armpit comes to right thigh. Opposite leg reaches out long. And switch. Switch, trying to just massage those back ribs as you switch over. Really thinking armpit to thigh. We've got 5, 4. I hate these so much. 2. And 1. Lower everything down, rock side to side. I am not a fan of crisscross at all, but we have to keep practicing them to get better at them, guys. Okay, we'll take some stretches now. We're going to take a figure 4 stretch. One ankle will come over the thigh. You can stay in this position if that's enough for your hips, or you can grab behind that left thigh and just pull it into chest. Really get a deep stretch here in the IT band. You guys did great today. Whew. And we'll switch out. Bring both feet back down onto the mat. Hands will come into a goalpost. Hands and arms will come into a goalpost. And same thing like we did at the beginning of class. We're going to drop the knees over to the right, but this time I really want you to let your whole back just rotate over and come off the mat. Make this feel really good. Maybe you look over to the left. And then we'll switch, letting those legs drop over to the left. Really wring out that spine. Kind of like you're wringing a towel out with your spine. We'll do that one more time each way. last time over to the left. Come grab behind the thighs. We'll come up to seated. That's it for class. Remember that you can do anything with a little bit of practice. I love you guys.